What's up, everybody? I'm the Man Goose. You are awesome, and today we're going to be talking about Fault, a new Paragon project that has been kept under wraps until now by Strange Matter Studios. I just learned about this project a day or so ago when they reached out to me via Discord. I asked if they would be willing to do an interview, and not only did they do it, they also set the game up so that I could play around a bit while they answered the questions. This was completely unexpected, so if my gameplay and interview ability seem off, that's why. There are a few sections that seem laggy, but that's because I kept accidentally tapping out of the game. The gameplay itself is very smooth. If you have any more questions about this project, feel free to join their Discord. Be sure to visit their website to sign up for the alpha and possibly get in as an early playtester. Playtests are actually going on now. All of that will be linked in the video description below. I'll be interviewing their game designer, Omninaut, while Silver Monk tries to shred my face with Long Dong Doc. Loading in, I'm excited. Alright, so the first thing we're presented with here is to choose your aspects. So what's up with these aspects here?
Yeah, so the aspects are like a redesign of kind of the affinities from Paragon. We like the idea of, making choices before the game starts. And in successful games like League of Legends, they are usually these passives that will impact the playstyle that you're going to adopt during the game. So these aspects are basically passives that you receive all game. You get to pick two of them from any color or the same color. And those should be decisions you make, strategic decisions about your intended, style of play for that game. And so, reading through them, you can see that a lot of them are geared toward mages, support players, tanks. And we hope that, you find these impactful. And, yeah. So, and the colors are what we're calling factions. And the aspects you choose, depending on what colors they are, will affect kind of how you scale somewhat in the late game. And I think we'll probably talk about that later on here. So feel free to pick, any two aspects you want. Check out the descriptions if you feel. But currently, the game has already started. The timer is actually ticking. We plan to move this to the lobby, to the draft lobby, at some point. So you're not wasting, game time trying to figure out what cards or what aspects you're going to choose.
Okay. Oh, jump pads. It works.
Yeah,
it works.
Man,
the
away.
Jump pad works. Go back for more. All right. So you guys have 11 heroes, right? That are going to be in the internal testing in the closed alpha, right?
That's right.
So what made you decide on the heroes that you did pick? What was the design philosophy there?
Well, since they're the first heroes, we wanted like a variety of features to include, stuns, shields, heals, slows, ranged and melee, obviously, and to try to get a good variety of, roles as well, obviously. We're not going to make 11 carries and, ask people to give us feedback.
Right.
So, very much so, we were... trying to get a spicy, variety.
So, okay, how can I turn... Is there a way to turn in-game sounds down?
You can turn down your primary volume. Just hit escape and go to audio. And there's a primary volume setting.
Okay.
You can turn that down. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if you need to tune that, feel free.
Yeah, I do want to be able to hear you and have everybody else hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little better. I like the sounds for Twin Blast though. I do like the
Nice.
So I mean we're in lane, everything's functioning well. I was able to last hit a minion earlier.
Hopefully you'll get more.
Yeah, not really trying so much right now, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure everything works here.
Yeah.
I like the look of the tower. So the design philosophy of the map, is it to be more... Okay, yeah, shots are smooth.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the design philosophy of the map, is it to be more, I don't know, legacy or monolith oriented?
Yeah. So it's very much like a fusion. So we liked the action in Monolith. We really liked that, people weren't necessarily sitting idle, like because travel times were lower than Legacy, and because the map is smaller, and the design of the map, like there was more action, more space to fight. Legacy jungles were a little cramped for our taste, so we wanted a sort of Monolith style map, but also scaled up a little bit because Monolith was too small, at least in our humble opinions. So the map is significantly bigger than Monolith. You can tell just by going into like the small side jungle on the left. It's so much bigger than Monolith, and I think that'll be clear to players. So aesthetically, it's definitely Monolith, but gameplay-wise, we hope that it's I guess it's still somewhat monolithy, like action-packed, but a little bigger.
Yeah.
So, and more options to travel. That's really another thing. Like Legacy had a great, I like the pathing. Like you had a lot of options of how you were going to get to where you wanted to go through the jungles. So we also incorporated that. So it's not as simple of pathing as Legacy had, or as Monolith had. Pardon me.
Okay, so Twin Blast is the old double shot for his right click. I like that.
Yeah. It applies, on a hit X twice, so scales well with those items.
Just get halted.
Yeah, still alive, unfortunately. Got him.
For people who are watching, I'm not really trying to win the game here. I'm just testing things out. I'm going to take a trip through the jungle here. Actually, let me back. Is this back working?
Yes.
It does. Look at that. We even got a back animation.
Yeah.
Now that I got a little bit of money, let's see if we can actually pick up some stuff from the shop. You said you hit I, right?
Yes. I opens the shop.
Nice.
You'll probably want the item with the sword icon. Not the sword and shield, but the sword.
Item with the sword icon. Looking through here.
Yeah. The Academy pistol, shortened to a pistol. On that top row beneath the consumables.
Beneath the consumables?
Yep.
So a shield, Alpha 1, a pistol. Gotcha.
There you go.
I would like a pistol, please.
Yeah. You can double click it, or you can click it and click buy.
And this shows everything that I can go into. And I did pick red as one of my aspects, so that will help, right? That'll empower these later in the game, right?
Yeah. So if you were to build that pistol into one of the red legendary items, then that red legendary item is going to give you a rank in that red faction. You can see the ranks at the top of the store. And the number of ranks in that faction will determine the amount of bonuses you get on your red legendary items. And so if you click on one of the red legendary items, you can see which stat is being improved per rank in these factions. I think maybe right now it might say tokens, but we've been renaming things. As some people have noticed from the card and item descriptions having some funny names in there.
Coming through the jungle here. It looks very nice. A lot of grass. You got the 5-stack jungle camps. Did those stack throughout the game like they did in Paragon? Or are they just always 5 stacks?
They start at 2, and then they go up from there.
Oh, excellent.
Allied tower destroyed.
Oh,
so
he got our tower. That son of a bitch.
So yeah, real quick, I don't know if my voice was working. Yeah, I got my crashed. Something in this. I don't know if it was the store or what, but yeah, my PC legit.
Ah, that sucks.
So I'm not in the game anymore, but you just go ahead and walk around. We'll keep the interview going. I'm not going to waste more time restarting. Which is good. I can focus on the questions too. I just can't comment on the things you're looking at. I'll follow you around. Unfortunate. I guess is what happens when we try to show off in a what should have been a simple interview.
Right now, Silver Monk is coming after me. He's killing me. Oh, I just...
Enemy has been slain.
All right, well that's over with now. I can breathe easy. Let's ask some questions.
Nice.
I was able to out.
Just add some spice to your video.
That was a little spicy. So, Company specific questions. When were you guys founded? Do you have the name copyrighted? Do you have the name? Are you guys incorporated? Anything like that?
Yeah. So I don't even know. We had, we formed back in like January, and immediately we got a company, I guess license. This isn't my side of things either, and we've been operating under that license for a long time, and we recently had it renamed to Strange Matter Studios when we finally decided on a company name. So, we're incorporated in Montreal, Canada. We've got 2 of our team members are there in Montreal, and the the rest of the team does not live in Canada, but that's where officially our studio is from.
Okay,
it's a good game development city too, so it's a good place to be based in, I think.
Okay, so you got the machine gun ultimate for Twin Blast. How did you guys decide which abilities to use, which abilities not to use?
Yeah, so for the most part, because we wanted like a game that was easy to make, or not easy to make, but we wanted to make the game like playable as soon as possible. For the most part, we're using exactly what people would expect. We didn't spend a lot of time, redesigning kits, to make them unique, because our goal was to first make the game and, try to give some semblance of balance, try to give some semblance of, show that we can do some unique stuff here and there. And there are some unique mechanics, obviously. Like Murdoch being able to push people into his static trap, and that stuns them instead of slows them. Like, just little things like that, just to show that, like, we want to push the genre a little bit, too. I think I've deviated from the question.
No, that's fine.
How do we decide the abilities, right?
Yeah.
So we throw in a little spice there, and when it comes to some characters, like Steel, he went through multiple kits, like, even in the days of Epic and Paragon, so, deciding which abilities is going to come down to what we think is the most competitive, what we think is the most, strategically, inspirational, kits, to make them something that people want to play. And for some things, we might even turn to the community and ask, what they're interested in. Definitely, our internal testers and the play testers are going to have a lot of say in if we can't make a decision as a team on the game development or the game design side of things. Then, we're not afraid to ask for people's opinions.
So, I'm trying to pull up my questions here that I had prepared for you. How are you guys going to deal with, like, I don't really notice any input lag. Are you guys using gas, or is this something that you programmed in yourself?
So, to answer the first question, we're using gas. Gas is like, I'd say a major feature of Unreal Engine. It's just a framework on which you can build ability-like systems. That's what it stands for, Gameplay Ability System. Mm-hmm. And it itself actually doesn't address lag. It's more just a feature of Unreal Engine, and
how it communicates with
we'd be silly,
Tower
not to use gas. It makes making abilities so easy, or not easy, but it provides a framework for that. And as far as lag goes, it's going to come down to the the tier of servers that we use, how powerful they are, as well as the optimization of our C++ code. Because having lightweight code, and optimized code, instead of having, if there's 2 minion waves colliding on a lane where no one is, maybe, don't track every auto attack from those minions, so little optimizations like that can happen, in the future. But right now it comes down to just that our C++ is solid, and that our servers are running at what at least was working for us for 3v3s. We might have to might get more powerful ones if 5v5s are more challenging to the server.
Right.
I think I hit all that.
I think you did good. Awesome. So how do you guys plan to monetize, though? Like, how do you plan to make this game sustainable for the future?
Yeah, so to make the game sustainable, it's going to take a lot of support from the community. And obviously, monetization has got to come in at some point. We've been working for free for 10 months. And, some of us are even putting money in to, get lawyers to make our, company contracts, and to get the sounds. Like, we weren't able to find free sound designers, so we had to pay for these sounds. But we found them important enough that we invested our time and our money into making this game. And so we hope that, with the support from the community, if they really take off with it, that they'll find it reasonable to support us also financially whenever we're comfortable asking for it. Obviously, we're day 2 of, reveal, and I don't want people thinking that we're just like out here to make money. We're out here to make Paragon, and at some point we're gonna ask for money, but that's gonna come once the community's confident and really supporting us.
Well, that's good to know, man. That's good to hear.
And yeah, and it's gonna be your typical thing. You're gonna have microtransactions, and the plan is for when we go early access that it will be a paid early access. We want the game to be completely free to play on launch, like full release, not alpha beta stuff in early release, but like on full release, we do want the game to be free to play in the pattern of other great MOBAs, and to hopefully be able to support that completely through microtransactions. And so I'm not sure if we want to keep this part, but there's been a little bit of drama in the community about us potentially accepting real money for epic assets. I don't know if that's worth addressing here.
But what?
Yeah.
That's really?
Yes.
That's
so
what they're
like
concerned
skins
about?
and stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So like Epic made skins. Like, is it moral? I guess is the question for us to accept real money for these cosmetics that we didn't make.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll yield to the community. If the community really thinks that we shouldn't be charging these epic assets or for these, epic cosmetics, then we're not gonna shoot ourselves in the foot by saying no, you have to pay.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not, like I
the
said,
game
we're
has
not
to
out here
sustain itself
to get rich. We're not out here to get rich, so that'll suck for us because I think people would love to support us in that way.
Yeah,
but we'll yield. But at the same time, we would make the argument that the skins are free to download. They're free to look at. If you want to launch the Unreal Engine editor and load those skins in and just run around in a blank map, like that's you can do that. That is free. But to be able to use those skins in a game you love, in a game that's fun, that I think that justifies that maybe we would be allowed to charge for them simply because we made the game that makes those skins have value at all. So, this may not be other teams' philosophies, and maybe people don't agree with it, but we would make that argument. And if people disagree, then that'll be a community topic, and we'll hash it out with them.
Right on. I keep tabbing out of the game at the wrong time, and Silvermonk just jacks me up. Speaking of alting out, let me get my questions back up here. Did I already ask how long do you expect game time to last? Yeah, I did. So,
no.
Did I not? Well, how long do you expect the match times to last?
So the target time is like 40 minutes max, hopefully, or not max, but we want games to end by 40 minutes. Because of the Monolith action-packed style, like games that drag on for an hour plus are not what we want, and we wanted the action-packed, skill expressive gameplay. And if you start winning, we think you more or less deserve to win. There's going to be a little bit of, there's going to be opportunities to come back and be strategic, so expect that. But we want the game to be relatively short. We want people to be able to play, and be confident that they're going to be able to finish a game if they got to leave in an hour and stuff like that.
Right.
Long games can be, it can be a drudge. So we want it to be a little shorter than, some of these, 70-minute old Paragon games.
Do you
so that's the target that right now, because we haven't done 5v5s, like a lot of them, like we have no clue what it's actually going to end up being. It could be a disaster. I know it could be 2-hour games. We don't know. So we're working on it and we're tuning that. So you may not see that, but that is the target for now.
Do you plan to implement controller support at all?
Oh yeah, we're already working on it. because that's obviously a big deal. Even some PC players play on controller. So we're nearly like we're testing it already. We're having we're met with some difficulty, but we're getting there. And it's just hard to, if you have 5 active items and a consumable, plus all these abilities, and you need to level them up. Maybe you want to use an emote. Like, getting all these maps to controller is not a trivial task. So we're working on it, and we want that to be in closed alpha. It may not be the first weekend of alpha, but we would expect here in about a month-ish that should be operational.
So
I think that was a lot of words to say we're working on it.
the golden question here, the big one, console. What are your plans there?
Yeah, so obviously, like, the PS4 community, especially, and also Xbox, is incredibly vibrant, and there's a lot of love coming from the PS4 community. So, like, and when we hear you, like, we see you on, like, every single thing we post, like, when's this coming to console? Is this coming to PS4? Like, we hear you guys, and we desperately, like, want to provide that to you guys, as soon as possible. The scale of what it takes to get a game on the PS4 is something that I think the other guys on the team are more familiar with than I am, but it's going to take some success, a considerable success on PC first. It's going to take considerable success from the community to stay enthusiastic and to show us that if we, go out on a limb there and, like, start making that happen, that there's going to be, it's going to be, positively received in the PS4 community. And, and that our efforts will not be in vain, because, if we do that and then only 100 people play the PS4 game, it's going to be very tricky. So we 100%, like, we love our PS4 players, or our to-be PS4 players, and Xbox, sorry. But it's gonna be a while, and I don't think we can even give projections on when or how. It's all gonna depend on how well everything goes in the next few months, with the game and with the community.
So, do you currently have the capability to design new heroes and skins and stuff like that, or do you plan to just pick that up as you go along?
Yeah, we have workflows to make heroes. We have, to add heroes to the game. And the only thing Epic is providing to us are the models of the characters and the animations. So if we get a 3D modeler and a animator, then there's nothing stopping us from making custom characters. It's just a matter of either finding community members or hiring people if we have enough financial support to do those things. And 100% we want to do that. Probably even before we release all of the Paragon heroes. Just because Paragon, not every Paragon hero had a desirable playstyle and kit, at least by our standards.
Yeah. I'm not even going to ask who that is.
We'll let people guess down in the comments.
Yes.
Tell us who you don't want to see down in the comments.
I guarantee it's going to start with a W and end with a G. So, do you have plans to add voice lines in? Like, I know you guys really want to just focus on the gameplay for now, but just on down the road, do you guys have any plans to add in your own voice lines for the Paragon heroes?
So, interestingly enough, the voice lines and some sound effects for some characters are in the free available Paragon assets. So, like, little grunts and I think even some, like, taglines kind of things are actually in there. We didn't add them because we don't particularly care for them. But those exist. We could theoretically toss them in, with a little bit of work. But, we have, bigger fish to fry right now. And as far as adding them, custom ones, yeah, I mean, very reasonable to make some recordings, stuff that we don't think is cringy or, like, laughable.
Yeah.
And throw those in. So, yeah, I think that would be cool. Definitely in, like, the final polished product, we're going to have, like, nice flair like that, for sure.
Right on. Do you guys plan to use it as a storefront, like Epic Games or...
Yeah, so Epic Games is, that's, like, the hot deal right now, right? Like, if you get on there, you know, your company gets to retain more of its revenue, especially since we're already using Unreal Engine. If we launch on Steam, we're gonna have to pay royalties to Epic. Whereas if we're on the Epic store, they waive those royalty fees and you just pay the store fee. Or it might be the other way around. Maybe you get waived the store fee and pay the royalties. I don't know exactly how it works, but
yeah, they waive the royalties.
It gets considerably reduced.
Yeah.
So that's ideal. So, and especially having contacts at Epic, you know, not saying they nailed Paragon, but I think they'd have a lot of industry expertise that they could provide to us that Steam doesn't.
Right.
Well, I mean, they have their games, but you know, if you're making a Paragon-like game, having access and contacts that, you know, worked on that project would be very helpful. So yeah, Epic Games is like the target, and but right now we're on Steam because it's easy to get on there, and everyone, you know, everyone's familiar with Steam. So yeah.
Right on. Do you have like a sort of a general idea of the system requirements that are going to be required to use the game? To run it?
Yeah, we're using Paragon assets, you know, at full, you know, on full blast here. So, you know, it's going to be roughly similar to what you would have expected for Paragon. So you're likely going to want a dedicated graphics card, hopefully something, you know, not bottom tier, and we already have settings in the game to reduce the resolution. Trust me, if you put the game on low, it looks awful.
Yeah,
it is tragic. You can, if you're still in the game, you can try it now. So like, you know, we tried to make that a thing for anybody who shows up. So that exists. But obviously, we don't recommend using those settings. So it all depends. If you want to run it at max settings at 60 FPS, you know, if I had to guess, at 1080p, probably going to need, you know, a 2060, maybe, maybe I would assume a 1060 could cut it, but especially until we optimize stuff, and there's a lot of optimization we can do, you know, if we get the support we need to do it, then for sure, we're never going to get it down to the level where you can play on an integrated graphics card, you know, on a basic, you know, PC, but we'll get it optimized to get those juicy frames and can play on there, you know.
I'm on a
more budget rig.
60 right now, and it seems to be running fine.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can turn on the FPS tracker if you want. It might be in the menu. Just hit escape, open the menu, and I think there's that ping FPS thing you can do. Yeah, what's your frame rate?
I'll have to check. I'm in another battle with Monk here. He got me.
Nice.
I keep I have it the way I have it set up right now. If I click off the screen anywhere, it locks me out and I can't move.
Oh,
excellent time to reset my questions here. Okay, yeah, got my questions back up. Let me go back into the shop here. No, I haven't unlocked any favors because I haven't been playing that well or even trying. But
destroyed.
I can see where I can go in and do that if I wanted to.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we're still trying to, like, something we didn't consider was, like, the naming conventions that we're using and making it very clear what the systems are called and stuff. Yeah. So if it helps anyone watching this video, like, the whole idea of these colors and the feats and the favor, call it the faction system. So I think that sounds best, and it is a good description where you do feats, like you do these certain objectives on the map, and it awards you favor. And that favor can be used to rank up factions. And the factions being those colors. We don't have names for them yet.
So what does ranking up do?
Yeah, so ranking up a faction, you know, obviously makes that little number go up, which is the, you know, kind of the tier or the rank of every faction. So whenever you look at your legendary items of that same color to the faction you're interested in, or that you've ranked up, then all of the items of that color have some stat that scales with the amount, with the ranks you have. And so they provide power. You know, if you have 4 red legendary items and you have 8 ranks in red, in the red faction, then you're going to get 8 of these small bonuses on each one of those items. So it really adds up late game. This system is something that we have in here to test the waters of that system with the community. But we have actually like really big plans to make it more interesting, I guess I could say. Not just give little stat bonuses, but maybe you have to have so many ranks to unlock the passive. Maybe so many ranks makes the active more strong, longer range, like more damage. So stuff like that. Like we have plans, it's on the Trello to overhaul that system a little bit. But we're not going to do that if the community doesn't like the game. So, getting that support and love is going to, help us make this game more strategic, more interesting, and we want it to be competition ready. So, make it competitive and not so min-maxy. Because like even the current faction system, it reminds me of the legacy card system, and it was just like, oh, what gives me more damage, attack speed or, power or damage? And, you have to crunch the numbers. And I love spreadsheets. I'm the game designer. I love spreadsheets. I love numbers. But, players don't want to receive numbers. They want, they want some like badass abilities.
Right, exactly.
So, cool stuff. They want to, they want to feel strong. So yeah, we want to make that system even more, what would be the word? Just more interesting and more impactful to the player, fun-wise. Like, yeah.
So, oh crap! I just clicked out again. Are there ways to support the project? Like right now, like what's? I keep doing it. What's the best way to support the project right now?
Just to support the content creators that are making things. Continue to send us your love, like just that the positive community, like get hype, and like tell your friends, get on the Discord, if you know a 2D artist, like you go on our Discord, look at our open positions tab. If you know someone that's a talented graphic artist or or computer artist, then say, hey, like have you ever considered working like doing some work for a video game?
Yeah.
This game looks promising and they need someone, and your work would be out there for all these people to see, so like helping us fill these positions that we need, and then once we are comfortable saying okay, like we will take your money, like we believe you guys really trust us for that, because we don't want to abuse people's trust or impulsiveness to spend money on us. So we're going to wait. We're not going to accept money for a while, and we want to make sure that the community really trusts us before we do that, because none of the other projects, right, have started asking for money.
An allied tower
legitimate projects. And
yeah, I will say one of them did.
the legitimate projects, and that's a good pattern to follow. Like we don't ask for money unless like we really have something special that the community loves.
Right on, man.
Yeah. So if you're ready to throw money at us, just hold on to it, put it in a jar. I don't know.
Put it in your fault jar.
In the catastrophic event that we falter. Sorry, that was an accident. In the next couple.
Don't bullshit me. That wasn't an accident.
Yeah, that you'll be happy you kept your money. Granted, obviously refunds are a thing, but that's a can of worms that even we don't want to get into. So we're not gonna ask for money until we know we've got the support that we need to really push this game all the way through.
Right on, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anything you want to say to everybody out there that you guys just released this? There's a lot of people that are going to be super pumped to see it. I'm incredibly thankful to you and your team for everything you've done, because this is amazing right here. This is very smooth. It plays really well. It looks great. It sounds great. I am extremely impressed right now. So, anything you want to say to everybody out there?
Yeah, thank you so much for those kind words. The only thing I'd say to the people, especially the people that would love to be playing and can't, just be patient with us. We want to get that alpha pushed out in a month, and you're going to hear a lot of content creators maybe talking about balance. Honestly, if content creators are worried about balance and not about gameplay and the heroes and how they play, like that is a huge blessing. Like we know our balance is off. We know that numbers haven't been tuned. We barely played 5v5, so we haven't been able to test those things. So if you hear people complaining about balance or, you know, numbers, like, we haven't, like, we've done our best, but, you know, like, those are going to change, and those are easy to change, so don't worry if people are saying, like, oh, this game's doomed to fail because the game's, like, you know, it's not balanced. It's like, we just came out, right? So be patient with us. Give us the benefit of the doubt, you know, if, you know, something's funny in the HUD or something, and just, and stay excited. Yeah, we love you guys. It's been awesome the past few days. I've barely been able to sleep. I've been so excited. You know, just laying down, just thinking about, you know, what am I going to do tomorrow? Like, what am I going to... you know, how's the playtest gonna go? Maybe a little bit of nervousness, but also like more excitement. And it's so hard to fall asleep at night because I'm so enthused by everything. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, you're doing great things. I think I speak for the community when I say we all very, very much appreciate what you've done here. So good job, great job for everybody involved. But I think that's gonna do it though. I think that's gonna do it for the interview. This is a lot of fun. A lot of fun getting jacked up by Silver Monk. Silver Monk, good playing, sniping me out of nowhere. But yeah, that is going to conclude this interview. I hope you guys come out and check this game out. There's so many content creators coming out with all sorts of content. Sylphin kind of got revived by this. He got a second wind. It's good to see Sylphin out there making content. So check out whoever you want. Flux, Sylphin, Briddick, Nabori, I don't know, all of them. Everybody's making content on this game right now, so get out there, support everybody, check it out, learn everything you can. This one's for real. This is the real deal. I know I said in my video last night I was unsure and I wanted to ask first, but yeah, I'm 100% certain now that this is the real deal. So give it a look, guys. But for now, this is the Mangoose signing off. You guys have a good one. Mangoose.